Let's talk about the offensive line a little bit tonight, since we had such a great night rushing. I think let me get the stat here. What did we have rushing? We had 280 yards rushing on 39 carries tonight. So let's give the big boys up front a little bit of love. Talk about the offensive line a little bit.
Yeah, this is the first game this season that they really actually got a push when they should have,
Yeah.
and that's very encouraging. It's Louisiana Tech. They don't have the best defensive front, but last week against Furman, it took a while to get some push up there, and obviously Georgia Tech was a struggle a lot of that time. So I was really impressed with the offensive line asserting themselves. They played with a lot more physicality. They actually moved guys in the run game. And, there was still some stuff they had to clean up, but all in all, they just, they moved guys out of the way. And I thought that was big. And you compound that with DJ being more of a threat running the ball. And it just opened up a lot more running lanes because they had to respect that. And it allowed, Shipley to get going.
Right.
And obviously we'll talk about, his big day, but yeah, the offensive line, that was the best performance they've had, all night. Not all night, all season. I was really impressed with that.
Absolutely. I like Christian gets in says, nice to be able to lean on the run. It is. And it was really nice, to your point, seeing the offensive line finally get a push and finally be able to assert their dominance on a defense, albeit La Tech's defensive line and defensive front. Again, I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's nice to see it. We're supposed to make that happen. So it's nice to see it when it does. When it's supposed to happen and the offensive line responds and they do what they're supposed to do, it's a breath of fresh air, right? So, and it builds momentum and it builds confidence for those guys. Look, there's been a lot of change coming into the season on the offensive line. There was a lot of scrutiny on the offensive line. So to see those guys really step up and really put together a performance like they did tonight, I think that will help us as we go deeper into the season, as the competition stiffens, as the defensive lines get bigger and more athletic. That confidence, you just can't duplicate that kind of stuff, right? When you actually go out on the field in front of all these fans in a packed stadium and you put together an effort like that, it just does something for you in the confidence, I think. And I think that's what we've seen for DJ this year too, is kind of putting it on the field, and you can see a difference in him. So I like seeing those two things happening for the Clemson offense.